here, just getting my morning walk in. So quick reminder for those of you who chime in here after the fact, drop me a comment under the video to help get it out there, boost it up. And then only like 1 or 2 people do that. Come on now, y'all can do better. But it's earlier, obviously, today. I want to get back to getting my work done, but I want to get a good walk in, right? Get a good walk in while we're still fasted, burn through a few calories, get energy turnover up, get some fresh air, and then we got to get back to work, right? Get back to work. I'm gonna crank out lots and lots of shorts. That seems to be what's getting the views. I'm getting, some of those shorts are getting well over 1,000 views, and I'm doing 8 to 10 of them a day. So that's pushing my view count back up. Also, it's picking me up subscribers slowly. So I think I'm gonna do a lot of that here. Plus, I do my 2 lives every day, and then everything else I can focus on is Facebook. But those lives and reels, I cross-post them everywhere. So they go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So again, just using the tools to get the outreach. So also, guys, I have coaching slots open. I also do non-client consultations. So if people need help with stuff, simply hit me up, right? People need help with their gear talk discussions. I do consultations for gear talk. I write programs for people in those conversations. So again, those 1-hour video calls, I cover whatever people need. I would say at least once, one of those every month, I sit down and map out a program with somebody. Although I'm not going to write it out, one of the guys who did that forgot to write it down, and he asked me to write it out later. I'm like, I'm going to charge you for that. Because, I mean, I gave him a video call, and I charged him for me to make him a spreadsheet of it, because I gave him the full program, and he didn't take notes like he was supposed to, you know. So, but, sorry, not to complain or be grumpy, but I will map out a full program for you in those calls, all right? If that's what you need. So, I mean, I pretty much cover anything people need, their mindset, their training. Good morning, Z-Bones. Hit that like button, Z-Bones. You're in here watching, you didn't hit the like button yet. You got to get the algorithm going. The likes matter, so hit that like button for me. But in the meantime, guys, no training today. I have lower quad DOMs today. I guess it's those high bar squats followed by the deeper belt squats with a PR on the belt squat. So left my quads kind of hurting. It's interesting. I mean, it's only 4 work sets, yet it gets the job done. All right. Like my squat will probably go up. My quads will probably grow from what I'm doing now. It's interesting, you know. I always like to try to push higher volume for me, but it's always fascinating when I find I grow really well from moderate volumes personally. So I think that's what we're going to run with. But I can walk for extra activity. You know, that's the other thing. Is that for me, the only training 4 days, doing 6 direct sets per muscle group, meaning if I count bench only as chest, for example, count those leg extensions as only triceps, even though they're working lats and chest. You know, 6 sets a week. I kind of feel lazy. So that's why I've got to get out and do walks and other stuff. But stuff that doesn't affect the lifting recovery. You know, walking will never hurt your lifting unless it's creating too big of a calorie deficit. And I really like the fasted walking for just metabolic health. All right, really like that. Also, if you guys roll in here, hit that like button for me. There we go. Likes are coming up, views are coming up. Hopefully we get some good questions in here. I may run this one a little longer this morning because it's early. I'm in a good workflow already. I feel like I got a decent amount done already this morning, even though it's only like 8 o'clock. So probably be good here. Like I may be good to run this one longer if it's lively. But we're not getting any questions yet. We had a bunch more people viewing, then it trickled back down. So we got to hit those likes to get those people back in here. You guys cleaned the beard up this morning. Actually, I did it after that call. I'm like, man, I'm really scrubbing Puffy when I did that live last night. It's 315 for 5, a PR on bench. It may, if my old PR was 8, but I'm 4 pounds lighter. No, I wouldn't count only 4. I don't think so, dude. 4 pounds is not much. No, I'm gonna say relative strength. No. Like for me, I'm only about 8 or 9 pounds lighter than I was when I did 315 for 8. So even if I get to 5, it's not really a PR. Like, here's what I'm gonna say. You almost need to be close to a weight class difference, right? For it to be a true, I would definitely say a different weight class. Now, if you can hit a new rep PR with that weight, even if it's less than 4, but you're a weight class down, yeah, I'd count it. Think about running a wave of 5x5 speed work on box against bands. Did you like? No, I didn't like doing the 5x5 for speed personally. I just found it was not trying to get 5 reps with dynamic work and maintain bar speed. It was too much in terms of focus. I still think the higher set, lower rep, you get more out of it. And I know they tried that for a while at Westside, but they also built tons of champions doing the other. So I don't personally like it. All right, Jim Miller said hi. Hey, what's up, Jim? Well, we have similar goals, but you were 3 to 3 pounds lighter when you hit. I cut for more pounds, so I think that's why I lost strength. Yeah, I mean, even losing body fat makes your bench go down, in theory. Unless you gain muscle to compensate, losing fat will make your bench press go down because it makes the bench harder. All right, it changes your leverages. Is progressive overload on band face pulls a good idea? I mean, maybe, but it's face pulls with bands. You know, obviously you want some progress. I mean, so I don't understand your question. Yes, you should see some progress over time. Like, look, if you're doing 15 reps with the same band for 3 years straight, you're not gaining any muscle from it, right? You're gonna need to gain a rep somewhere. You're gonna need to go from 15 to 16 reps eventually, or to a heavier band at some point. Otherwise, it's not, you're just doing a prehab exercise, you're not building anything. Do you think power curls? No, I think it was that 1 week where I did a normal skull crusher because I noticed a little bit then and it hasn't fully gone away. I mean, it's not bad or anything. I can still do my lifting, but it is a little bit there and I notice it. And then I started doing the tons of band press. I probably did too many band press downs with it. But no, it's all good. Is it possible to train the... What a weirdo, dude. I'm not going to answer weird questions about your penor. Okay, so we get rid of that. Hey, Jim, I'm going to let you stay for now, but seriously, dude, asking weird questions about your genitals on a fitness channel. Yeah, I used to get that from skull crushers, but you need to get an Angle Smith machine and it takes it all off the elbow. But then why are you bothering to do a skull crusher? Not really a skull crusher. The whole point of the skull crusher is that tension it puts there. That's why you would do one instead of the other style, right? So again, the downside with the skull crusher is that the actual element of the skull crusher that causes the elbow inflammation also causes a ridiculous amount of growth in that lateral head, you know? So you kind of see where we're going with that. It's like, but we could make the case that maybe pressing is probably better for the lateral head anyways at the end of the day. Any way you break it down. Hopefully this picks up a little bit. I guess this is too early of a slot for some people, especially my West Coast people. I think that's the issue. I have a lot of people on the West Coast in the US, and it's like 7 a.m. on a weekend for them there. But I'm going to do these walks when I want to do them. I don't want to base it around timing and when I'm going to get views, because I got stuff to get done today. Well, it still puts the tension there without the instability. Keep on your elbow. It's not the instability that's the problem, Z-Bones. It's not why the skull crusher causes the tendon inflammation. It is the joint angle specificity of it, of where that tension is when the tendon happens to be rubbing against the bone. Make sense? But that tension there is actually really, really massive for building that head. Are Smith machines okay to use for muscle and strength? I hate Smith machines personally. I don't really have much use for them. What happened for most is you use the barbell that's easy for your elbows out of it. That flaring is irrelevant. Okay, Z-Bones. I understand what you were saying, but that flaring is not what causes it. In fact, the tucked elbows would probably make it more inflamed. I mean, if you were to really look at the biomechanics and say which is most likely, the tucked is probably, hypothetically, may make that the most extreme in terms of that stress that's going to create that inflammation. So, no, I really don't think it matters, dude. I think that you're really getting tit for tat. To do extensions on a Smith machine, you're just not going to get me to get behind that. I'm sorry. Like, I just can't. I just can't take that seriously, Z-Bones. You're talking about doing a tricep extension on a Smith machine. I think you're trolling me. It's an isolation movement, homie. But if you're trying to keep the elbows tucked on that, just go with a lighter weight. That's really what it comes down to. That's just a strictness thing. Okay. Hey coach, do you recommend 531 for novice petite women? I mean, I don't know about that necessarily. Maybe. I mean, they could do it if they don't want a more customized program. The reverse grip on the chin up feels bad on my joints. Would you still recommend it? Same. Could you be specific in what joint, Salas? What joint is hurting? Especially if you're seeing both the chin up and the curl, that doesn't make sense, because usually it's your shoulders that hurt on an underhand grip chin up. So what joints are hurting on the curl? You need to change your form on the curl. Z-Bones, I mean, a skull crusher. Hey, Z-Bones, I'm just not going to argue with you anymore, dude. A skull crusher on it. It's an isolation for the honest. I just can't, dude. You're fucking with me. All right. Do heavy squats increase blood flow to the lower body in general? Yes. The elbow. Your elbow is hurting? Are you talking about the tricep tendon? Or do you mean the bicep tendon? I think you need to go stricter and quit cheating and go all the way down, man. That sounds like you're doing partials on those. That might be why that tendon is hurting on a chin up and a straight bar curl. Okay. Hey Z-Bones, you're free to do whatever you want, but I'm not going to further discuss a skull crusher in the Smith machine on my channel. Sorry. So what is the difference between a tricep extension? I mean, a normal laying, some people, they're interchangeable. I consider the laying extension to be the one to where you go behind the head. The skull crusher is where you lower it to the face, right? Just a different emphasis in heads. Could heavy squats improve the strength and durate? Yeah. Let's just get rid of him. I don't know if it's a meme, but people in my gym reckon that's 2 people in a row. Y'all are just out of here. We're not putting up with weirdo stuff, guys. Like, this is a strength and fitness channel. Come on. That was 2 people back to back with the same weird kink. This is not the place for that. All right. Hey, Z-Bones, can we talk about something else besides this? I'm gonna try to be polite, but this is kind of getting on my nerves. Talking about a skull crusher and a Smith machine. I'm just gonna assume at this point you're trolling me, bro. All right. Word, I appreciate that. All right, cool. Well, let's talk about some real training, something that's of consequence, or nutrition, or something else. But meaning we drove that topic into the ground, and I think it's stupid as fuck. Just so I'm gonna be honest with you. So I don't want to insult you, and I don't want to be grumpy. I want to have a happy chat. Shoulder presses standing versus seated. Now that's an interesting one. I guess it's going to be goal dependent, right? It's going to be very goal dependent. So when you are doing shoulder presses seated, it's more likely to be closer to an incline, right? Whereas when you're standing, you can follow through with the head a lot better. So in terms of a seated one is really going to be, if you're trying to build the clavicle area, the upper chest, along with the front delt and stuff, is going to probably be your best choice. Although a lot of times they're more stable wide, so it may get the side delt more. Whereas with the standing, you're going to be able to get more upper back and trap and things because of the ability to follow through. Hey, Z-Bones, but you also know I have a hatred of the Smith machine and think it's generally stupid. Like, this if you've been following me a long time. I've made whole videos back in the day about how the Smith machine should be melted down for scrap iron. It should be illegal to put one in a gym. I'm not that opinionated now, but you do know I used to say that. So that's why I'm kind of just like laughing. You're talking about isolations on a fixed plane. That doesn't make any sense, dude. Come on. Isolation exercises have a curve to them naturally, and you are literally locked into a straight line. You kind of see why I'm laughing. Like, come on, dude. There's no benefit to this. For those that shoulder press dumbbells versus bar, well, no, it's not necessarily for the win. It's just going to be goal dependent. What do you think about the ab wheel versus hanging leg raise? They're just very different exercises. I personally can't do the ab wheel. They just hurt my shoulders. I think they're a good exercise though. No, Z-Bones, I don't have to try it. That's the whole point. I can look at the basic biomechanics. Biggest cause of wheel spinning. Under recovery. I mean, realistically, there's only two big factors, well, 3 big factors of wheel spinning. Either you're not recovering sufficiently, right? Poor nutrition, or not training hard enough. But the under recovery could be you're doing a bunch of junk volume too. So that comes into the under recovery. Those are usually what's going to cause it. Beep says, biggest cause. No, I just answered your question, Beep. No, Z-Bones, I'm very into new ideas, but I can also look at an idea and look at it and say, does it have merit? Is it make any sense? I mean, I've tried a lot of experimental stuff. I'm even coach conjugate stuff with bands, chains, speed work, very controversial stuff. No, I'm saying I'm just Like, I can't believe you want to argue with me for my whole stream about a goddamn Smith machine. I mean, bro, move on. No, I don't have to try every stupid ass idea out. I just don't have to. It's not necessary. I can look at it and go, I don't see any of the best champions who experiment with stuff promoting it. It doesn't make sense. You can move on. Oh, Richard, I got to get rid of you. You made a new account. Richard, you do know why I got rid of you, right? Because you outed yourself as a pedophile. You're out of here. All right. Doobie, I'm going to ignore that comment. That has no place in this channel. If you had to pick one of the rest of your life, you deadlifts or squats, I don't have to. I literally don't have to pick just one for the rest of my life. That's the beauty of it. Do I love the deadlift? Deadlift is my favorite exercise. We all know that. But you don't have to pick. Will not absorbing protein affect gains? Yes, obviously. Yeah, I mean, since you need protein, not absorbing it's not good, homie. So here's the question, Bep, why are you not absorbing protein? What's causing a protein malabsorption issue? This sounds like a medical issue. Have you had to deal with hernias? Nope, I've never had a hernia. I don't think I'm genetically prone to hernias. No one in my family gets them, I don't have them. Hernias are genetic. Bep says, hey, can you see comments? Bep, I've already answered multiple of your comments. It's obvious that I've seen them. Any reason why someone should have a back squat over box squat or Hatfield squats? Like, yeah, I mean, it's training stimulus is training stimulus, Tony D. They're all specific tools in your toolbox. Hey, Bep, I'm about to ban you because I've answered multiple of your comments and you keep streaming. Do you see my comments? Answer questions, WTF. I've already answered 2 of your questions. So you're just a weirdo. Come on, guys. So Tony, it comes down to what are you trying to achieve? Different training stimulus, different stimulus fatigue, different strength curves. But Bep, you didn't say why you're not absorbing protein. You need to talk to a gastroenterologist if you're having some sort of problem absorbing protein. It's not really a fitness question. I mean, common sense should tell you, yes, not absorbing protein will not only hurt your gains, it'll kill you. Like, I mean, if you're not absorbing protein, it's going to harm your health. Your gains are the least of your concerns. So why are you not absorbing protein? And did a doctor tell you you're not? What's the point of running max before doing muscle building work? What is the term I'm looking for? Better muscle fiber recruitment, better neural drive on your work sets. Need the toilet, but holding it in so I don't miss your live. Well, go to the toilet, Peppermint, take your phone. It's all good. I find noobs need to box squat for a long time when they start because they're squat form. Chat, I've definitely put noobs on the box to teach them to squat. Sorry guys, I gotta blow my nose. Out here with all this pollen. Why do people seem to Smith machines make any sense besides the load? What? Lower your hips. All right. Yeah, I don't think the Smith machine really makes a lot of sense. I don't get why it's a thing. The original idea behind it was that it was supposed to be safer because people were scared of barbells. You have hay fever. I mean, it can. No, people know my stance. I don't think a Smith machine makes a lot of sense at all. It really doesn't. It's one of those inventions that would have been just fine had it never been invented. And they waste space in gyms. No, because I think a barbell brings way more to the table. You're always seeing people get hurt on Smith. I've seen more injuries on Smith machines. Oh man. Again, the idea of being locked into for so many exercises, one plane like that. I mean, and I get it if it's truly something that's designed to do that, but people do movements that are not intended to be locked into a straight line. You could put a power rack there instead. Yeah, exactly my point. They could have spent less money and just put another rack. And how many gyms that have Smith machines really need more racks? And that's the point. It's not a good use of space or money. The rack offers way more utility. Z-bones, being locked into a straight plane on movements that are a natural arc of some type, it's just not good. Like it can cause injuries. It loads stuff at weird angles that it can be very unnatural to your strength curve, to your body. And again, it forces you into weird movement positions sometimes. Like think about it, on a curl, like why would somebody try to curl in a Smith machine? It is an arc. Like that is the normal thing. The bar does not move in a straight line. So people try to force things into a straight line that are not truly intended for them instead of just building the muscles. I just don't get why. I just don't see the point. Like, what are people trying to get out of this? And I get it, a leg press works great in a straight line, but you're also locking the other muscles out, like at the back. So that can be fine. You know, for example, like I don't have a problem with a leg press. We humans do curve, not straight lines. Finally going to the gym, has a reverse hyper, excited, but need to learn how to program it for me and my clients. Yeah, there's gonna be a learning curve with that, Chad. But a bench press is not a straight line either, is it? Not really. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the Smith machine. That would be a hard sell for me, guys. And the few exercises I see people mess with on the Smith machine, certain other machines just make more sense. You know, a leg press makes way more sense to me than a Smith machine squat, for example. Right? Nobody benches in a straight line. What are you talking about? Other than very, very short range of motion powerlifters with a crazy arch. For everybody else, it is not a straight line. And the amount and the curve itself tells you a lot about where your weak links are too, right? If you have an excessive curve, you need to work on your triceps more. Does wearing a belt reduce axial fatigue? We could make a case for that, Chad, yeah. Are you underwear? That doesn't make any sense, Gabriel. I have on cargo shorts and underwear, yes, but I'm shirtless. It's hot out here. I get some sunshine. It's all good, and then I'll have to sweat up another shirt. Right? But I think it's about time to, hey Zubies, I wear running shorts. You see my vlogs. UK has gone back to normal, mild weather. UK only has two weathers. It has extreme cold and it has mild. That's it. There's no other. That's your two settings. Hey, Bet, you just outed yourself again because you keep mentioning the fast and you mentioned your body weight again. I know it's you, by the way. You need to go talk to a therapist. Yep, Freedom says he's here again. Yep. I have banned Bep over 50 times. Yeah, you caught that too. We all know that Bep is 146 pounds and he has been since December. He has told us in over 200 live streams. All right. Regular starting to, right, everyone catches on to who he is at this point. We all know he's 146 pounds. That's been his weight. It's never changed. But he used to be 180 and got fat and cut down to 146. All right. And he's been there apparently since December. All right, exactly 146 and is scared to bulk, but wants to bulk. And he needs a therapist. Okay. Nothing gets by the spectacles of justice. All right, guys. We got a pretty good walk in here. I'm going to be going back to the house. Hopefully, I can still see my screen with this sun position. It's a little earlier than normal. All right. Oh, man. So far, so good. I can actually read the screen this time of day on the way home. The sun is up there instead of back here. A few hours matters. All right. Zuby, we don't have a meeting scheduled, homie. You didn't hit me up for any meeting. I don't care if you smoke a bowl before a consultation. That's fine with me, dude. I don't care if you smoke a bowl during the consultation. That's your business, right? I don't judge. But we don't have a call. You didn't schedule anything with me. All right. So again, we're gonna wind it down. As soon as I get home, I'm half a block away. I'm gonna shut this down and get back to work. So any other questions, comments before we end it? And I'll try to get a live in for you guys tonight at some point. We'll see. All right. Okay. No other questions for me, Coach? Have a good day. Awesome, Peppermint. Get rid of that nonsense in there before we go. Y'all wanted me to apologize to one person. I didn't even know who they are. I don't know anyone named Lena. Good day, Coach. Yep. So, right. So not much else to say then. No more conversations to start. I'm going to go ahead and end this now because I'm almost at my house. So love you guys and gals. I'll talk to you next time.